Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm happy to have you in with us today. Stan Morris here with you on a Friday where it is finally just about weekend time, and we're really happy to have weekend time here just about. There's some news to run through today. We've got a bunch of stories to tell you about. In fact, just give you kind of a preview of what's going on. We're going to be telling you about this deal with the school, where the school and the newspaper in White County got into a heated back and forth. Also, there's a missing child that we need your help trying to get the word out about. That's actually at the beginning of the show. We're going to be starting out with that in a second. But there's a lot more news to talk about as well, so let's go ahead and dive right in. It's time for the news on any... Okay, let's begin the news tonight with a story that actually is a request by the family. The mother of this child has reached out to us and asked us for help, and we're going to do whatever we can to help out. 15-year-old Tristan Maxwell has been reported missing now for almost 5 days, and the family has had no contact. But an Amber Alert can be issued because he's considered a runaway, and that doesn't meet the qualifications for an Amber Alert, not for this case. Doesn't mean the family is any less worried. They are simply just distraught. Multiple members of the family, his 10-year-old sister crying, and the family just very upset, wanting to see this boy back home again. Hopefully somebody out there has information that can help, or maybe this gets shared in front of the right person who sees Tristan and contacts Jonesboro Police Department. By the way, for those who may be seeing this and not aware, we're talking about Jonesboro, Arkansas. I say that because there's a Jonesboro, Georgia, and his mother told us that they've received multiple tips of him going to Georgia. Doesn't mean in Jonesboro there necessarily, but I want folks who might see this in that particular state to understand when they hear the term Jonesboro JPD, we're talking about Jonesboro, Arkansas, and that is just a point to bring up here. His mother said to us, quote, he has a deep voice and extremely trusting people, of people. She said he's extremely trusting of people. She also, and I asked her, I said, can you tell us anything that might help people to identify him or to recognize him or anything? That's why she mentioned his voice. But she also mentioned he trusts people, and that could be an indicator of what happened here. She said, quote, we've received multiple tips about him going to Georgia. He was last seen in a black JHS t-shirt, a black set of jogging pants, and black high-top tennis shoes. She told us also he has extreme allergies, and she said he doesn't have his medication or inhaler with him. If you have any information that could be of help to authorities in finding this young boy, let's get him back to his family safe. 870-935-5551. That's the number to contact JPD. A Craighead County employee we reported on earlier in the week is no longer a Craighead County employee. Chad Smershall, 43, of Jonesboro, was arrested this week on 6 felony charges and 2 misdemeanors for allegedly threatening his wife and others, including the police, according to the reports. He was fired Wednesday by County Judge Ed Hill as the county maintenance supervisor for Craighead County. Schmersel had been a former Jonesboro Police Department officer and a Leipzig, Ohio police chief as well. According to the Jonesboro Sun, there were no personnel complaints in his county records. Of course, he actually resigned his position from JPD, which means those records are sealed. It's the end of an era for Randolph County, as there will be a new sheriff in town. Although Randolph County isn't really a town, and we're just doing that to make a play on words, so to speak. I guess Pocahontas will have a new sheriff in town. Randolph County Sheriff Gary Tribble did not file for re-election. We've confirmed with the Randolph County Clerk's Office by the deadline in order to be re-elected for the sheriff's position. 6 candidates are now vying to be the new sheriff. 3 independents, Kevin Bell, Dane Dillion, and David Eddington. 1 Republican, Lewis Slaughter, and 2 Democrats, Larry Rogers and Chris Weinbaugh. Of course, we're talking about for Randolph County, but I just wanted to mention that as it's going to be a significant change up there. And Tribble's been the sheriff for quite a long time, probably as long as I've been in news, at least since the KIT days back in 2007. Speaking of Randolph County politics, tax collector Norma Pickett is retiring, and 2 candidates have filed for that position. Jennifer Zitzelberger and Claudette Hackworth, both running as Democrats. Rounding out the political coverage in Randolph County, County Judge David Jansen is going to face a challenge from Keith Ward, an independent, as well. Have you heard about this story? It's getting a lot of attention online, and it's a newspaper, the Daily Citizen in Searcy. They sent 2 of their reporters into schools without authorization in order to test school security. That's something that happened earlier this week. It happened on Wednesday. It changed a little bit, though, from being a story about security to almost a story about the newspaper, at least online, as a lot of folks were making comments, and they were not particularly happy with the newspaper after what the school said in a statement. The school released a statement trying to get out in front of this as a story, it would seem, and their statement said that the reporter was denied access in a request made earlier in the week, but, according to the school, proceeded with the test anyway. It was said in the story, which you can see at neareport.com, that the reporter had requested permission from administration to test the different schools, right, to see if the principals had their stuff in order. But the request was denied, according to the school. The newspaper said nothing of that in their statement made online yesterday. Again, both those statements fully available at neareport.com. But the newspaper said that they made the decision to proceed with the test without the school's permission because they felt that would be the best way to perform this test. That's the reasoning they gave, although it would seem to be an indicator that they also couldn't get permission. And that tidbit may be a little bit misleading, potentially. So the reporter goes ahead and goes into the school on Wednesday, according to the statement from both the newspaper and the school. The school says she was stopped about 2 minutes after entering the high school. And the school then placed a criminal trespass on the reporter. The school released a statement on Wednesday, preemptively, again, getting ahead of this, because their newspaper doesn't publish every day. It publishes a few days a week, including on Friday. And that's when this story was set to come out. 2 days before that, the school released a statement saying they have no interest in taking part in an undercover operation for the benefit of a news story. Was kind of a pointed comment. The newspaper editor, Steve Watts, responded on Thursday by posting a statement that the paper decided to enter the school without informing the district. Again, you can see the full statement on our website or at the Daily Citizen Facebook page. But just I want to point out that they did that in the reasoning being, in the spirit of the reasoning being that it was the best way to test the school's safety. But if the school's statement is correct, they actually tried to get permission first and were denied it, but then made the decision to go ahead anyway. Again, that may still be the correct reasoning because it was the best way to test it. It's not like they're denying that they got permission or didn't get permission. They aren't mentioning that. But it would seem to be something that, might be worth mentioning in there. And it would seem that a good deal of the public agrees, at least, or had agreed on their Facebook page, as almost all of the comments were railing against the newspaper. But nonetheless, their story on the school's safety was published today. Well, the radar, it's clear right now. Okay, let's take a look at it real fast. Here's what it looks like. Clear at the moment, but is it going to stay that way all weekend? We'll have the answer for you coming up next on NEA Report.
Accidents happen. So what happens if you bring your car or truck to Stadium Auto Body? It's in the hands of a manufacturer-certified expert who'll treat it with respect. It's brought back to life using the advanced tools and technologies today's vehicles require. All makes, all models. At Stadium Auto Body, we do the job right, back our work with a limited lifetime warranty, and make the whole experience pleasantly easy. Accidents happen. We're what happens next. Tell your insurance company you choose Stadium Auto Body.
Brothers Flooring on Highway 67 South in Pocahontas has all your flooring covered. Stop by our showroom Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and see all we have. Carpet with pad and install starting at $16.50 a square yard. Laminate with pad installed starting at just $3.25 a square foot. Every name brand of engineered and solid hardwood from $5 a square foot and up. Waterproof vinyl planks, wood look and tile look, attached cork back starting at $3.49 a square foot installed. Ceramic and porcelain tile of all sizes and all colors. We build custom tiled showers from the floor up shelves and benches, tub surrounds, kitchen backsplashes like no other. Brothers Flooring, Highway 67 North in Pocahontas. Call today, 870-892-2525.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
I've never met a person that didn't like that cat. Let's do your New Wave Wireless forecast now. Let's start out taking a look at the river stages. I wanted to show y'all this as I mess with the microphone. Sorry if this bumps it around a bit, but I wanted to show y'all right now we are still looking at some flooding stages across northeast Arkansas, and that's going to make the forecast even more important here in a minute when I get to it. But I do want to mention like Black River at Pocahontas is still in minor flooding territory. I clicked it, so we're about to go take a closer look. Mississippi River at Osceola, by the way, is in this area, is in purple territory, which means trouble. This is Black River at Pocahontas. It's already crested. So the good news is it's only heading down from there. But if you take a look like at Mississippi River at Osceola, that thing ain't going to crest until like Wednesday. And so that's just crazy talk. Cache River at Patterson is not going to crest until, it's like, what does that say? Like March 8th. So, yeah, some crazy stuff going on in the weather, and we do have an interesting forecast to bring to you this weekend, thanks to New Wave Wireless, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Well, it's, first of all, look at that obscenely large rain cloud on Monday. It's bleeding over into Sunday, so something's got to be going on there. We'll tell you what that is in a second. First of all, tonight, 34 degrees and clear skies. That's what we're expecting in the forecast. Should be a relatively calm evening wind-wise, 5 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near at 57. Saturday night, clear, a low down to 34. Going to be a nice Saturday for you. No rain expected then. During the day on Sunday, we're not expecting any rain with mostly sunny skies and a high. It actually has gone down a little bit since I put that graphic in. The Weather Service just updated that. It was 62. Now they're saying near 60. That tells me they're not really sure. So look for it to be in that realm. But Sunday night, showers likely and mostly cloudy skies. 70% chance of rainfall. Up to half an inch of rain could fall Sunday night. That's why that obscenely large rain cloud is bleeding over there. Half an inch of rain falling on Sunday night and falling also into Monday morning with showers likely Monday morning. And the high, by the way, on Monday, 62. Going to be feeling nice outside. The showers will taper off Monday night with a 20% chance of showers then, but otherwise partly cloudy skies, the low down to 39. We're right in the middle of where these lows feel like they're cold and frigid, but the highs almost make it feel nice outside. Strange weather for sure. For Tuesday, sunny skies, a high near 57, and then just looking ahead on Wednesday, looks like a cold front moves in as the high drops down to around 47 degrees. A different story around there. Right now, it's 54 in Jonesboro. There's some clouds out, but the sun is peeking out as well. Kind of a nice day out there. If you haven't had a chance to go outside yet, we spent a good part of our day here at NEA Report, actually out at Craighead Forest Park with Haley Norris and from Remax, and so we appreciate her being patient. We about got attacked. I don't want to say attacked. That's not right. We had two dogs. We were doing an interview, and we're going to show you all that probably this weekend. But in the middle of the interview at Craighead Forest Park, right around the lake, A dog runs up and jumps in the water, gets as messy as it can, and then the dog turns around and just charges us. And I mean, we knew it was going to jump on us. Fortunately, it didn't. Just a funny tidbit story there. And so we only want to mention that because can you imagine right at the beginning of March anything wanting to jump in the water? No. But it's, it was almost 60 degrees today, even though the winds made it feel a whole lot chillier. So I told you I got a cool story to tell you about, and I hope that especially if you live in Pocahontas, I hope you're going to hang around for this because I think this one is really neat. It's 4:15, by the way, across northeast Arkansas right now. Hope you're having a great Friday. This might make it a little bit better. I want to tell you about a superstar behind the spotlight. This guy has sold over 5.9 million albums. 5.9 million. He's a gold and platinum recording artist. Yeah. I mean, he's done it all. One of his albums sold over 1 million easily. He's produced music for the XFL, several feature films, but most notably, WWE. Now, I've got to have some of y'all's attention in chat, right? Because you got to be wondering, why am I telling you about this if it's not local news? And the answer is, it is local news. He composed the theme music of The Ultimate Warrior. You know, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. The music of The Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, even if you're a fan today, Roman Reigns. He's made his music, too. Some people would argue that these guys would never have been superstars without the music that they come out to the ring in. Because wrestling is not wrestling. WWE is half entrance, half entertainment. But almost every famous WWE theme song, especially from the 1980s through the 2000s, were made by him. So who is this guy? He's not my cat, although my cat's now chimed in. We're talking about James Allen Johnston, the man on your screen right there. As a matter of fact, he's one of the only people behind the scenes who's ever received a documentary on him done in a full WWE production. So why am I telling you about this guy? He was born in Pocahontas, Arkansas. And nobody I've talked to knows this until now. Now I'm sharing my secret. Pocahontas, Arkansas is the home of a platinum recording music artist who has made superstars. And by the way, I've listened to several podcasts just about this guy. And the podcasts say he's probably made as much money as anybody at WWE. So if you think about that, dude's doing okay. I don't know, by the way, that he still lives in Pocahontas, and I don't know that he has any family in Pocahontas. But I do know that he was born there. And when you hear about local legends and you hear about people that have done things with their lives, it's pretty neat to think somebody went from Pocahontas, Arkansas to making superstars in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Again, you think about somebody like The Rock, Stone Cold, The Ultimate Warrior, and a man in Pocahontas, Arkansas was involved in making them. The world is not so big after all. Now you know what we know, and now you know the news on a beautiful Friday. We hope you make it a great one, and by the way, enjoy your weekend. We will break in if any breaking news breaks out, as always, right here on NEA Report. And there was a story, by the way, on Mr. Johnston. If you want to check it out, I think Newsweek did the story not long ago, but if you have the WWE Network, there's a documentary called Signature Sounds, but it's actually about Jim Johnston. And it's pretty cool because it shows you the thought process of this musical genius, whom I would love to have a chance to meet someday and interview. But the stories are, he's pretty hard to get in touch with, and I found that to be the case too. But nonetheless, now you have a news update, and we hope that you enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back if anything big happens on NEA Report.